Hey, how about it, race fans? Richard Allen of motorsportsreport.net coming at you with an instant reaction from the Gateway Dirt Nationals held inside the Dome at America Center in St. Louis. As always, another exciting event that place puts on. It's a unique atmosphere unlike any other. That's why I'm titling this one There's No Place Like Dome, kind of playing on the Wizard of Oz theme there a little bit. But some craziness, as there always is at the Dome and the Gateway Nationals. One thing that I've come to figure is I posted something earlier this week that was not always a big fan of indoor dirt racing, but I've changed my mind after watching this. You can't act like this is any other race. It's got some uniqueness to it. Such a small track, such a small layout inside a building that was designed to be a football stadium, not a dirt race track. But I think they've done an amazing job. Cody Summer and his team have done an amazing job putting everything together with this deal. So it's certainly fun to watch. And the tagline "Dirt in December" says it all. We're getting racing at a time of year when we normally didn't used to get racing, but now this thing's been going on for 9 years, and when it first started, I wasn't sure that it would make it this far. But not only has it made it this far, it continues to grow every year. I mean, that crowd over the weekend, and especially Saturday night, it was amazing. I mean, that was almost a full house. It was getting to be that much, and a very energetic, enthused crowd, which is what you hope for at any race, almost, to the level of, say, a Fairbury or an Eldora, the kind of enthusiasm, excitement they had going on there. Of course, the Dome's going to give you things that maybe other places don't, because of that charged atmosphere, and because it's such a small area. Everybody's in such close proximity to each other. You're going to get those sound bites. You're going to get a little aggravation with each other that you wouldn't get. And you got the announcers who are right there on the scene. So as soon as something happens, they can go interview somebody, and in the heat of the moment, guys will say things that really gets the crowd energized. So you get a lot of reaction that you wouldn't get at, say, an Eldora or a Fairbury or Florence or anywhere like that. So that makes for a fun atmosphere. You just can't judge this race. You can't judge this venue like any other, just because of that the small size of the track, the fact that it's so packed in there. But again, you got to get back and give props to Cody Summer for what he's put together and how he's stuck with it and built this thing over the years to something bigger than anybody would have ever thought. Especially, when you consider you get $70,000 to win. I mean, you're talking crown jewel payout there. Not sure I'd quite label this as a crown jewel race just yet, but certainly the payout certainly counts as one, that's for sure. So it's a lot of fun. It's something that kind of breaks from the norm. And from here, it's going to be, around 6 weeks or so before the World of Outlaws make their way down to Volusia to start off the season down there. Of course, we got the Chili Bowl coming up, which is another unique atmosphere, another unique event that plays out there inside of a building. So that makes it cool too. But one thing that I've noticed that kind of has changed, when this first started, you didn't get maybe the full fields. There were 128 cars there over the weekend, 128 late models. That's not counting all the modifieds that they had as well. With putting the money on the line that they've put on the line now, $70,000 to win the main show, $10,000 for the two preliminaries. You're going to get pretty much anybody who is anybody to show up. It used to be car owners and teams would say, we don't want to go there. We're going to tear a car up, which that's going to happen. There's going to be some beating and banging. But now with that much money on the line, you can repair a few pieces of sheet metal to get that kind of money. But one thing, like I was saying, that I've noticed that's changed over the history of this event. It used to be that it was kind of an equalizer to race inside the Dome, in kind of the same way that NASCAR is an equalizer to race at Talladega, where literally anybody could win. And we've seen that happen there. Tyler Carpenter's won a couple of times at the main events, and we've had some surprise winners in some of the preliminaries. But this weekend showed that I guess the money matters. You had Bobby Pierce winning the preliminary on Thursday and Ricky Thornton Jr. winning the preliminary on Friday. And of course, last night it was all the smooth operator. Bobby Pierce dominated to pick up that $70,000 payday. But as far as the racing's concerned, it may not be the greatest racing. I mean, it's fun to watch all the contact that happens, and I see people on social media sometimes complain about the spins and the number of cautions and having to take time to repair the fence and all that. But as I said, it's a worthy trade-off, because you're going to get racing at a time of year that you don't normally get, and you're going to get all the biggest stars racing. Like I said, there were, of all the, Jonathan Davenport was there, Hudson O'Neal, Devin Moran, Brandon Sheppard. They were all there. So the biggest names in the sport were all taking part. So that makes it fun as well. But you can't judge this event like you can judge any other event, in that, it's totally different. So like I said, there's no place like Dome, which, is great for once a year. I wouldn't want to have too many of this type of event, but it's fun to have when you have it. So anyway, that's just kind of my instant reaction to the Gateway Dirt Nationals. A fun event, one I enjoy. I've never been. Love the atmosphere, and that the electricity comes through even when you're just watching on television. And Flo does a great job of presenting everything that goes on there as well. So until next time, this is Richard Allen, motorsportsreport.net, saying I will see you at the track.